shadows till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And through the highways, and on we'll go. If you had it all, would you look the fall in the eye? Or would you walk away this time? Do you realize, do you recognize it's never over? Or would you walk away this time? 'Cause we all face the fire as we search for the light in the dead of the night. Will you rise above the days to come? Will it be enough? Or will you walk away this time? Look to your left, to your right, there by your side. 'Cause we all face the fire as we search for the light in the dead of the night. Feel that rush through time. Can you feel this newfound change? Only yourselves are here again. Feel the rush, feel tight. 'Cause here begins a newfound strength. Find yourselves out here. We won't be the same again. If you had it all, would you look the fall in the eye? Could you walk away this time? Do you realize, do you recognize it's never over? 'Cause we all face the fire as we search for the light on the edge of the night. Feel that rush through time. Can you feel this newfound change? Only yourselves are here again.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fine old Monday. I am your playback playcaster for today's best of 3 Duckling. And with me, I have Milky Cereal.
How you doing, Duckling? Are you ready for this one?
Yes, my body is ready.
Your body is ready. That makes me sound like your mind quite isn't ready for the next level plays that we are most certainly going to be seeing today.
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. We're gonna have an exciting matchup between Serenity and Sphinx and Valhalla Warriors. I like, we're starting off the debate. I can't even speak.
Oh no,
We're
that's
not gonna get into games.
yeah, that's how you have to start it up. You have to warm up your vocals. You know, do a little bit of make some weird sounds. You know, tickle your throat. You get all the different vocals going. I can't remember what was the term. You know when you kind of rub your finger against your throat to make different sounds come out. But yeah, it should be interesting. Valhalla Warriors. I keep saying people are new to the split, to the Springsplit. Of course, we are in our 3rd week, so they have played 2 games. But both Valhalla Warriors and SRG Sphinx currently sitting tied on 3 points after 2 games. So it should be an interesting battle in, well, I guess it's the kind of mid-pack battle as it stands.
Yeah, it's a mid-pack battle, and trying to get these leads is definitely gonna be a nice little thing. Because we're still pretty early into the split, but the better you do in the early parts, the more comfortable you can be going into the later parts. Because if you sit at a good record and you sit close to player, if you only need to kind of win maybe 3 best of 3s in the later part to secure your playoff spot or something like that. And many people actually underestimate how important the start of the split is. Obviously, if you have a few bad weeks at the start, you can still come back because it's a long split we have ahead of us. But getting us off to a good start and springboarding yourself into a good mental state and a great feeling is also what helps you play even better.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we've got the exceptions like a certain fanatic in the LEC this split, but this season, we can say. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the teams, because one thing I find really interesting is Valhalla Warriors top laner Rixie, because he really likes his AP champions. He's pulled out the Vlad, he's pulled out the Akali, he's pulled out the Rise and the Rumble. Or alternatively, sometimes he goes for that split pushing champ like the Gnar, like the Fiora. Both of those champions have been massively, well, I say massively, but they have been buffed as we enter patch 9.8. So I'm very interested to see how the picks and bans are going to look in that battle for the top lane.
Yeah, you were talking about some buffs, and Gnar has definitely had a lot of buffs recently. It might only be 30 seconds of your ultimate, but 30 seconds of your key ability that can change fights is so crucial. Yeah. It's almost like every time he gets Mega Gnar, he has it available in the late game. That's insane. That's actually bonkers.
Yeah, and especially with him being in that side lane, and something that we were actually talking about before we went live is the fact that the Silas can be picked to counter that, because once he gets that ultimate, he'll just be able to do so much with it. Actually, what am I talking about? Silas won't counter it because his cooldown doesn't change. It's still the same ult for him. But it will be really big for Gnar in those side lanes, so interesting to see how that goes. Also, something else we have to watch out for is, again, with Rootsy, he has been playing really consistently, so we will have to see how that all goes out as we do enter the pick and ban phase, it looks like.
I instantly realized that Sphinx decided to ban away his Fiora. You it just before his most played champion. He looks very good on it. Obviously, he decided to say, we don't want any of this, we'll take it.
Yeah, and the Kel also being banned out, as is the Anivia. Now, Kel did get a little bit of a nerf entering this phase, as Lucian's also banned out as well. We have seen both back and Khan playing that Lucian so far the split, and both 2 successes, they both won with that champ.
Yeah, that's true. Rixie as well, he's in this tournament. Obviously, he's going to be playing against a big gun, and they're taking away Big Gun's Ribbon and his Kale, both of them being in his top 3 most played games this season in the range.
Oh, and we're actually going to see Taric first pick. Now, I have not seen Taric in so long, I'm trying to remember what Taric does, but
it is trying to force him to pick Sona, or they'll get it for
oh god, how could I forget? Please don't do it. It's going to happen though, isn't it?
Sona, obviously, I think Donkey will have a superior lane then. But they're kind of like saying, you guys pick Sona or we go Sona.
Yeah.
Let's see if they have a counter, like, whoa.
Go on, give us a zillion. Of course, that can get flex picked between mid and support. We have seen Lil Uzi play the zillion, as the Galio is also picked up. So that most likely is going to be played in the support lane. Galio got a fair bit of decent poke in the lane, and of course, if you do try to engage on his ADC, he will jump into you and he will blow you up as... Please no.
Oh my god. It's gonna be exciting. Let's see if things have something waiting in the hand. Because some people, they think, okay, they do that, then we just take another situation in Vayne. We pick up something like Vayne on someone who scales very well into the late game. So let's see what their answer is. Are they gonna go for kill Vayne? What are they gonna do? Do we have any idea how to counter this conversation?
Well, Kaiser's a decent shout. I feel like with Sona Taric, it's one of those comps that feels like it shouldn't work, but the Taric deals so much damage. Like, his auto attacks are actually broken, they're just busted, and even in late game they do so much. However, the important thing to remember is if they are going for this, expect, I don't know, I feel like we're likely to see an AD mid laner coming out. I know we've got the Hecarim that can deal that AD, but I do expect to see maybe an AD mid laner and Rixie going for that AP top laner that we have been mentioning before, as the LeBlanc and Ivan have been banned out.
I like this.
Yeah.
That's an interesting ban. I think it gives me my perspective at least. You know,
Yeah.
I feel satisfied seeing someone be able to actually force an Iron ban. Like, I'm impressed, and I think that's actually impressive, dude. Well played. Like, I just gotta give him to you. When you are that good that you can force an Iron ban, which is not a usual ban,
Yeah.
you gotta give that man respect.
Yeah, and we were looking at everyone's kind of solo queue history, and a lot of Ivan games coming out a high win rate as Urgot coming through. There's too many flex picks for my liking, too many flex picks. Of course, that could be going in the jungle or the top lane, so it's going to come down to Valhalla Warriors to confirm their lineup first. And there's the AD mid laner that I was mentioning. Call me the greatest color cut fucking now. But yeah, the Corki mid lane, again, just with Sona Taric, you want to have a kind of AD poke, something like an ADC, because you have got that Sona Taric in your bot lane. So expect to see the AP top laner probably a Rise or something. Okay, so Hecarim's going top then. Hecarim's going top. Okay, it was a flex.
Wait, it can still be flexed both ways.
Oh, it's a double flex. They have out flex Sphinx. It's coming through, but Snap Mat. It's the question is, are they going to send the Urgot in the jungle or in the top lane? I wouldn't mind seeing a Zac coming through on Go Commit. He played it a lot in the Wintersplit and is a good champion. And well, it's a champion that he likes to play, but it will be a Vladimir coming out, so it will be.
Oh god.
A jungle Urgot. There we go.
A jungle Urgot. See, so many flex picks actually coming through here from both sides. Things they can obviously say, yeah, Vladimir can go mid lane, he can go top lane. And then they also have the decision, I can go mid lane, I can go support. Then they have the guy saying, I can go mid lane, I can go support. And then they have Urgot saying, I can go top, I can go jungle. And even mid lane, like, massive flex here.
Okay, currently it's sitting at Zillion support and Galio jungle.
There's no way they're good. Are they actually gonna?
I mean, if it was Urgot jungle, Urgot mid, I'd take it. Okay, wait, they're switching around, so it's gonna be Urgot. Wait, oh god, they're literally they're waiting for the. Essentially, they're trying to confuse Valhalla, because Valhalla are thinking, right, we could put our Hecarim top, we could put the Jarvan in the jungle. And of course, if you're going to change it around, you've got to change your runes and everything. So Sphinx are literally just switching everything around. They know what they're going to play. And it is, in fact, the Urgot jungle and Zillion mid, as we said before. And Valhalla just going to stick with the Hecarim top and Jarvan jungle. But some late changes in. I do not like these. I do not like these late changes coming from Sphinx.
It is interesting, you know. I really thought for a second that they want to go Galio jungle, because in the LEC it is when the timer hits 20 seconds you can't swap anymore, and it was at 20 seconds. I was like, there's no way. But you know, they swapped it around all the way until 1 second. Luckily they didn't manage to made a rook or whatever you want to call it and fail one of these, because that would have been horrible. Then it would have suddenly sit with someone in the wrong lane, but we have it all set up, and we can now actually start to look at what we are expecting out of this game. So obviously, the Sona Taric bot lane is very weak in the early game, but how would you expect the rest of these early lanes and the jungle to play out?
I'm going to really focus my sights on the mid lane, because Zillion into Corki, especially, I feel pre-6, a lot of poke will be coming out there, and watch out for Go Commit, and actually, for some reason, I got the jungler wrong on my sheet. It's not Mickley playing in jungle for Valhalla. It's lol, why me? We don't know why it's you, but it is you. So yeah, he's in jungle on the Jarvan, so watch out for a lot of focus on that mid lane. And one thing you always have to remember whenever you see a Hecarim and a Corki is that's a lot of mobility, and you're going to see them rotating a lot. It could be to top, it could be to bot, for all you know. So watch out for a lot of rotation. 3 teleports on the side of Valhalla, only 2 on the side of Sphinx. So we could even see some very cheeky early lane swaps coming through from Khan into that top lane.
Let's see if we will get some of the great action that you were talking about. Obviously, you just mentioned that Hecarim is so strong in the early game, has also taken Ignite, that's what we usually see. And Smoothie is again playing a scaling champion on this Corgi. He has gone with the teleport as well, and so has Lil Lucy gang in the mid lane. And he obviously, we will probably see a quiet mid lane, I would say. Obviously, let's see how Smoothie will do when he gets the big package, if he decides to deliver it onto someone's faces. But so far, I am not sure if it'll be going that way.
I've also just thought of a very interesting interaction. So, let's say that Khan is on the Sona and is channeling his teleport into the top lane or something, and mid teleport channel, Valnod casts the Taric ult. Does the ult stick on Sona when she then reaches her destination with the teleport? I'm just not sure.
That is actually a good question.
I feel like it should, and that's a really good way to start a turret dive. Like, if you time it really well, and the Cosmic Radiance lands right as you land in your TP and you take no damage, and you just land out your ultimate straight away.
That could actually be insane. I don't know. That's like this is some 200 IQ question.
I feel like 200 IQ doesn't do this justice. This is 300 IQ. No one has thought of this play before until now. I guarantee you, Caps is listening to the stream, and we're going to be seeing it coming out soon.
Okay, so we do have some news for you guys. We have been talking about this draft for ages and wondering why are we not going in it. We will be having a draft remake because one of the teams messed up the draft. And this is what I say, that's what happens when you go with 4 flex picks. Like, obviously, I don't know if it's Sphinx or Valhalla Warriors that made the mistake, but either way, when you have 4 flex picks and you swap them around until the last second, the chance of something going wrong do exist, and it seemed like they did go wrong.
Yeah. So
back into
I reckon the mistake was picking the Taric. That's what I think it was. I think they wanted to pick Thresh, didn't realize it was banned out, like spam clicked it and ended up locking Taric, and they were like, I don't want to do this. Anyway, I've got no idea why, but we're going into the bans again, and it looks like the Fiora, the KL bans are going to be coming through first, and Anivia once again.
It seems like, I guess we will go through this draft a little quicker if it was only one mistake. Let's see if they'll decide to go for the same, like, oh yeah, we're actually happy with how the draft went. We'll just do it the same again and fix the one mistake we had.
Let's see if Sphinx ban out the Taric now, because the Riven's been banned. But let's see if Sphinx say, oh no, they banned the Thresh, so they say, we don't really care about your son of Taric, bring it out, we'll clap it anyway.
Get clapped. Actually, let's see. Okay, so the first pick, the Hecarim.
Okay. So
they might still go for the
Vladimir again.
They might just pick it up here. So Vladimir, okay, so far the same picks going through, everything seems the same, but it's getting picked like in the order I still be playing it. I don't know if there's some kind of gentleman agreement and not picking any of the
it might have just been it might have just been one pick right at the end that they got wrong, so they said just keep everything the same and we just want to change that one pick, and if it didn't change how they would have drafted stuff, then I guess that's reasonable. But yeah, they're just picking in the order of the positions at the minute. So
yeah, let's see what the different pick becomes. I guess there was one problem with one pick and they messed it up. So
I'm guessing it was the Kaiser Galio then. Did they not want to
I
get?
also do the Sonataric. It's 2 picks remaining.
I feel like the Sona Taric isn't. It can't be because the Taric was picked in quite early. So I feel like it was just suggested for so long.
Yeah, that was an early lock-in.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting the LeBlanc, Ivan bans out again.
This is just like, it's a bit like problem solving. Actually, we let's say, what was the mistake? Who will be?
What was the mistake?
who messed this up?
Yeah,
But at least no
we're
one
gonna find
is
out.
changing the name.
My money is on. Well, it wouldn't exactly be Snap Matt that messed it up. It's whoever picked it for him. Because I don't
Snap
feel it's a Kaiser.
Is it a Sonotaric then? It should be. Unless
I
they
reckon
made
it's a
it.
Galio. It's
Yeah.
a Galio. They didn't want to take a Galio, but the Galio was picked so early on. Okay, what support do you think that they're gonna take then?
Actually, why are you asking me this? I should be.
Oh yeah, I literally said that and I thought, wait, no, I'm
Wait.
supposed to be answering this question. Something safe. Wait, what?
Wait,
Okay. Okay.
wait, did they change? No, they didn't. change
Maybe
it. Oh,
one
they
of
changed the jungler, right? They put in Milu 7. Okay, and Khan is now. Wait, either.
Wait, no. I think the name was just wrong on
The name was-
I think it always was Milu 7. But you know what it might have been? I reckon maybe one of the players had the wrong runes or didn't get them changed in time and had something really bad like Kleptomancy Kaiser. And then they were like, no, we can't do this. We need to redo the whole
Yeah, that
draft.
could be it. I just got baited hard for a second. I was like, wait, the name has changed. But nope.
Yeah, they thought we're going Jarvan. We need to bring our other jungler in. He can play Jarvan. The old jungler was terrible at Jarvan.
Oh wait, we failed our draft.
Oh wait, hang on. But while the jungler for Valhalla Warriors has changed, the Sphinx jungler has also changed. And come on, Joe. What are you doing? Right. Okay. I just got a very angry response from Joe there. It was brilliant, but
Thank you, observers and producers. This is,
um,
I actually
yes.
had a sick quote prepared for if it was Matt picking something else. I would have said, Snap Matt, he failed the draft, so he snapped back to the reset of the draft and now he picked the right pick. But instead, they're going with the same thing. Someone has messed something up and we're not gonna be questioning that anymore. Either way, let's get back to talk about the draft.
yeah. I mean, also I noticed that the anyway, I'm gonna go off from the name changings, but yeah. I did think that there was going to be a switch. I thought maybe we'd see something like a Braum or Alistair coming in, just because when you play Kaiser, you like to have that kind of safe support that can just protect you until the late game. So whenever you see a Kaiser, you always tend to see like an Alistair, a Braum coming through, even sometimes a Tahm Kench, but something that can just essentially eat everything for your Kaiser and just completely save.
Yeah, I think Agalio can't do that if you really play it in a different style, because most Gallios, they decide to play it with, oh, they're going with a flash shield of the Rand to taunt them up, and then they just punch them in the face and kill them. But you can also play it in a style like, I'm gonna set up my ADC, the second Rixie or Miklu 7 jumps on, you taunt them up, you knock them up, and you try to burst them down quickly, because they don't really have that big of a front line unless the Cosmic Radiance is on their faces. So it obviously can be played in a bit of two ways, but I definitely think the more normal approach to this Galio support pick that has been popping off in the last few months is going aggressive in the lane, and it is also very overpowered going aggressive in the lane with Galio. Recently I've played it a lot, and damn, you do a lot of damage. It is impressive. People don't expect it. You can almost, if you're doing it with ADC, 3-shot them, or do it in one fight at least. If you get a good taunt into a knock-up, into a pump, into a passive, into a Q. Like, if all of these things match up, I think you could one-shot a Sona.
I mean, one thing I do want to mention, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I absolutely despise Sonotaric. Like, I cannot mention how much I despise this. I preferred it when APCs and you see like Vladimir bot. I preferred it when that was a thing as to Sonotaric. But I honestly think Valhalla Warriors have the better team comp. And I'm purely basing this on the fact that I feel like Snapmat is going to be useless with that hero's entrance. Because when you think about the engages that Snapmat wants to do, Rixie's got so much mobility, Miklu's got so much mobility, Smoothie on the Corki's got so much mobility. And when you combine that with the fact that there's a Cosmic Radiance, I feel like that's just... It kind of negates everything that Snapmat wants to do. Now, of course, the entire Sphinx lineup isn't about Snapmat. You've got an Urgot that can do damage. You've got a Vladimir that can do damage. You've got a Kaiser that can do damage, especially in that late game. So we will have to watch out for that. And the good thing for Sphinx is that they don't have an all-in team comp that can be entirely negated by Cosmic Radiance. They've got loads of hope with the Zillion Bombs, with the Corrosive Charge, and of course, you've got a Galio who can just use Winds of War constantly and put them down. So would be very interesting to see how Snapmat will fight in this, but I don't think we're going to see anything too spicy coming through from the Sphinx bot lane when they do hit sets.
Nothing too spicy, you say. It seems also like we're looking at a bot lane matchup that will just scale into the late game because Kaiser does that very well. Snapmat on the Galio does that very well, but it can also play very early game focused because in the early game his damage is super overpowered. You know, it has a high base stats, and that is really what gives the Galio pick power in the early game. But on the other side, you basically have, we're gonna scale 30 minutes, let us get 2-3 items, and then we can actually start pumping out some damage and being unkillable on this solitary bot lane. It is the first time I'll get to cast it, so let's see if any action will go on. Let's see how they'll do. We are going into game very soon. We obviously have to do the draw for remake, and actually, I was just saying it. We're about to get into game. We are into game on the way for game number 1 of this best of 3 series between Valhalla Warriors and Serenity Gaming Sphinx.
Yeah. And one thing I also should have mentioned is if Sphinx can completely shut out Khan, there is no AP then coming through from the side of Valhalla. So if they can just make sure,
he's 80% AP damage.
Oh yes,
it's Corgi's passive.
Oh yes. Oh god, I forgot about that passive. Yes.
I forget.
I always forget too. That. Yeah.
I sometimes get flamed for when I play Corgi and I buy magic penetration boots. They're like, you don't do AP damage, and I'm like, 80% of my damage is.
Yeah, I forgot that. Sorry, completely ignore what I was saying. Let's just get back to the game.
All good, all good.
Yeah. You can tell that I don't play Corgi.
Yeah. I actually play a few of these picks that they've been picking up. I do play some niche picks. I don't really play the normal standard champions. I'm not your usual Riven one trick or whatever you want to say. I'm not like the other girls.
See, right now it's clicking in the back of my head why I've been dying to these Corgis when I've had 100% armor as Leona.
No. Oh.
I'm just like, they've got no AD. Oh well, you learn something every day.
Yeah, and now you learned that Corgi does AP damage. It's also pretty tough on the new guys in the block. Imagine being new to the league and suddenly you're like, I have 500 armor, he shouldn't be able to kill me. And he does, and it's like, wow, why?
I need more armor.
More armor, I guess 500 is not a lot.
Anyway, actually Lil Lucy getting poked down a fair bit in that mid lane.
Yeah, Smooth is just running over to him in his little van, whatever that actually is. It is like the Ice Toboggan Corgi skin. I guess it's called a Toboggan, maybe. But I really want to mention actually, Miglu, he did decide to steal away the blue buff from the side of LOL YB.
Oh, there's the zoom in. Just to get clarification, I think that is the Toboggan Corgi skin. I think
it is the Ice Toboggan. I know the skin, but I don't know the name of what he's in. I guess the name might be a Toboggan.
Also, just taking a little look, we've got Gokumit was sitting around in that top side for a while. He's backed out since, but yeah, again, just keeping an eye on that top lane. If Ritzy does get a little bit too aggressive, he'll be ready to come in and make his life a misery.
Let's see if he can make his life a misery. As you're mentioning, at least LolYme is making the jungle camps feel misery at the moment, as he is invading for the blue buff. As step number 1, it seems that we're in some vertical jungle now. Mikkel has pinged that he's on the way. Let's see if they meet up and if they will have a fight. There is a watch to spot Mikkel out here. He's gonna take the blast cone over.
No.
Wait, no, he's not. Wait,
is he going for Raptors? Wait, he's turning around. He's realized
that now the fucking drag into the blue that is not there.
Oh.
They don't see each other yet. Now they do, and they're like, oh, he took my jungle. Help me, guys, help me. As the assist me pings come down, but a slow from the corrupting charge gets him out to safety. Doesn't even need to use the disdain actually, and he gets away. That reminds me of like those cartoon movies where they go through the doors and they just come out of different doors and no one can find each other. He took the blast.
It must be so confusing living in a cartoon world like Looney Tunes. You're just like, where the hell am I? You just go through one door and it's like Monsters Inc. and you end up on the other side of the world. But
It's actually kind of true. Like that was a Looney Tunes play right there.
yeah.
They didn't spot each other until the last second, actually.
Also, actually, I'm going to ask, can I just double get clarification? Is it Lol Why Me and Zamros playing jungle and ADC, or is it Go Commit and back? I just wanted to double check in case I keep on saying like the wrong names throughout the entire
I think it's
stream.
Lol One Me because that's what I see in the game, and everything that I see is correct, I guess. I think it is Lol One Me because that is what my client tells me. But now I will see a gank in the mid lane though. Flack and Beck does miss, the shield slows him down for a little bit. The Phosphorus Bomb doesn't do much damage in the early game, and Lil Uzi doesn't even have to use his flash to get out.
But he takes a fair bit of damage, and to be fair, he does waste Miklu's time just a little bit, and it looks like we might be getting a re-engage, but Miklu I think he's just farming up in that mid lane. Watch out for Lol Why Me or whoever it is that's actually engaged in the top lane.
Oh yeah, Vix, he just goes in with a horse like, woo, look at my damage, and then, oh okay, I took a tower, I'm out, go off. And then the trading of top lane keeps happening. But at least it isn't a wet noodle fight, because sometimes when you're watching top lanes, it's Malphite versus Cyan. Oh, look at the wet noodles. But here it's two damaging carries. So we will maybe see some 1v1s there. Either way, Lol Why Me will find Miku on this. He smites it away.
Hey,
Says
revenge.
Leash, and then just runs off with his flag and drag.
See, now, it'd be brilliant if Sphinx now started on the Drake and Miklu didn't have his smite up. Be like, you take Scuttle Crab, we'll take Dragon, good luck in this smite fight. You're not Nunu. But yeah, he takes the Scuttle Crab. He's got that bot lane priority now, which will be very nice, especially considering that the Sona and Taric will be getting pushed in as they have been already in that bot lane. However, actually, I'm going to give a massive kudos to Valhalla Warriors, and more specifically Valnod, because he's currently level in CS with the Kaiser, which is impressive for Sona and
That's super
Taric.
impressive, especially considering he's a melee, and if he steps up, Snapmat should be able to just punch in there and knock him up and then taunt him and everything that he needs to do. And now in the mid lane, Lil Uzi might have to use the Chrono Shift, decides not to, stay safe, just barely, and he will survive for now. Has to go back though and recall, so he forces the wave in his favor.
Yeah. However, Nuzi did just back recently and use a TP. Lil Uzi will be now making his second back. What juicy items has he got? He's just got a couple of oh god, what are they called? The books. It's not the Fiendish Codex. That's the one it builds into. But it looks like Miklu might be coming in for a gank bot lane. Nah, he's gonna abandon them.
He's just, hey, I'm here guys. Nah, I'm actually not, I'm kidding you. Wait, Khan actually has decided to go for the clips on NC. I don't know if you usually do this. This is actually a thing that I've never thought of. Obviously you normally go Summoners Airy, but I can see this helps him scale quicker into this late game, because every time he Qs now, W's, and then hits Shamros or Snapmat, he gains 5 gold or an item. That's actually pretty huge to try and get you to scale a little bit earlier. So he's, with the spell fee, he's gonna earn a whole heap of money.
Yeah, and actually, is Reese going to get a little bit too aggressive? He doesn't have a ward in that brush, so...
He might actually be, because here comes the horse. He is going in. He is using the Q Conquer has been proc. Flash Disdain, that is great. Here comes the onslaught of shadows to get away, but it won't quite be enough. He will pick dice 4 and he gets pulled into the grinder for first blood to Why Me.
Yeah, good call, Reese just getting a little bit too aggressive, and Lol Why Me was there. And he said, right, I'm coming in. However, we're going to be having a battle for
Miklu
Drake.
use Flash. Has to force Snapmat away. Lil Uzi will go down, but won't quite be able to do anything. The steal possibility is still there if they can get in. It is on 200 health. Who will get it? He steals the Ocean Drake. But will he survive? The fight Lil Uzi is dying on the other side. Has to use the Chrono Shift. The flash out from the pit to keep himself alive. Dungadua and Vandal will have to do the same. They all get out. Reeks is solo kills. Why Why Me? In the top lane, it's a 1-0 in favor of Valhalla, but they lose the Drake. His Snapmat's basic attack.
Yeah, and I think the taunt came through from Snapmat, which stopped Miklu temporarily. I think he did get a smite through though, so I think he smited a second too early, so unfortunate from him there. However, they are able to escape well, and they did get that Chrono Shift from Lil Uzi in the mid lane, but engaged now.
Yeah, he's dead. Khan is just gonna drop. That is so much damage from the Justice Punch and Shield of the Rand combined with the Winds of War. Look at this replay. So what happens here? He doesn't actually have smite. He tries to flag and drag it. Taunts up one. He actually isn't taunted up. The basic attack, flag and drag, 49 health. While he is knocked up in the air, he gets the hit on him.
And it was a bonus damage as well from the Galia passive that secured it. Otherwise, it might not have actually taken it all down. But that was a massive shame. Close. But good response from Sphinx to actually contest and
let's see if we also possibly get a replay of that top lane kill. We didn't get to see how Rixie got the solo kill onto Lord Wymee, but meanwhile in the lane he is continuing to go aggressive. He has spotted himself some magic resistance.
Oh, look at Lord Wymee in bot.
Lord Wymee here, flash forward, shield the Ran. He's gonna get taken down before the Cosmic Radiance can save him. And he will drop now. This Khan, the summoner, has died 2 times in the space of a few minutes.
Yeah, and we have hit the point where Khan is now back to being the APC. Once the Sona hits the tier, as actually I'll hold that thought.
Wait, Rixie is fighting Big Gunk here. Big Gunk went a bit too far forward. Now here comes the big charge with the horse, the Q, the onslaught of shadows, and he picks up a solo kill.
I mean, Rixie went back into the brush and Big Gunk thought, oh, I'll step back out, and Rixie was like, horsey time. So he came in.
Horse time.
Yeah, Big Gunk making the big plays. But
it begins.
It begins, yes. We knew that we wouldn't be able to withhold from the puns for too long. But
there are more coming, guys. There are more coming.
What I wanted to mention as Valhalla start on the Rift Herald is once Sona hits that tier, she becomes the APC and she starts taking the CS. Before she gets tier, it's the Taric who's CSing, and then it becomes the Sona. So Sona does have tier, she's got Frostfang, so she will be taking that CS when Taric doesn't have any Relic Shield procs available to him.
Yeah, soon he can start to pick up his own CS, and he's gonna be happy about that because that gives you the gold a little bit quicker. But now what Lil Lucy might have to do in the mid lane is get back as quick as possible, as these trades from Smoothie is going really well in his favor.
He's doing a good job just poking him down, which is what he needs to do. And we said it would be interesting to see the jungle presence in the mid lane. There hasn't been any yet. Well, there's been one time, I think, which was 3 minutes into the game or something. And since then, we haven't really seen any jungle presence around the mid lane. So focusing mainly on that top side from the side of Miklu, while Lol Wymee has been hovering around that bot side just to try to get the Kai'Sa up ahead as soon as he can.
This Kai'Sa is definitely ahead. He has 1 item already, while Khan sits on a Frostfang, a TM, and a little bit of a nice little book. They have also gotten 3 plates after Lord Wymee came down there to help them out. They will pick up the 4th now as Khan is rushing back in the lane.
And it looks like Miklu is heading to the top side. He's going to get spotted out by a ward, I think. And Big Gun gonna back up, but Lord Wymee.
He's coming back into the bot lane. The Stain misses, but here comes the hero's entrance. The corrupting charge connects. And now Khan will fall. A good crescendo won't quite be enough as the killer instinct came forward.
And it's going to be first turret as well. And I thought he was out of the radius as Rift Herald going to destroy that turret in the top lane, but it's going to be a little bit too late for first turret.
Will they even be able to get it actually? Because Big Gunk is taking this down pretty quickly, and then there's only 1 minion left. The turret does a lot of damage and Miklu has to run away.
I think they could get it with the next wave. Smoothie's here.
The big is here. They should be able to force him up the turret because here comes the character, locks him inside, and goes into the pool, and he will get 1. Big Gunk going big. The onslaught of shadows misses. A flash forward into the chrono shift to make sure he won't die yet, but it will fall away soon. A big rocket and a phosphorus bomb misses. Another one goes wide, only hits Lil Lucy, and here comes the horse right into the fight once again, but can only hit Lil Lucy as the pool is back up, and Big Gunk outplays it and stays alive.
Miklu taking so many turret shots and as a result ended up dying, but we may see an engage in the mid. Nothing really going to come through there. But going back to that bot lane, Khan H getting caught out. Cosmic Radiance just wasn't available at that time, and I'm quite surprised that actually he got caught by the hero's entrance. I thought it was just outside the radius, but clearly he wasn't. So it's a shame, but I don't really think he had anywhere to go anyway.
I'm actually very impressed by Big Gunk there. That was a good play. And meanwhile, while all that was happening in the mid lane, Shamrock took a few more plays. with the help of his support Snapmat, and while that was also going on, YME took another Ocean Drake. They're now sitting on 2, and imagine if you were Khan and Dungeon Vandal in this sense, if they would get to the late game with 2 Ocean Drakes and they're already insane sustain, they could be on the Baron for 5 minutes and they wouldn't lose any HP.
Yeah, and it'd be really nice for the Galio, who is someone who is mana dependent, as is Lil Uzi on the Zillion. And if they will be sieging, which we can see, they got the first turret, and I expect, actually, in the mid lane, kind of very low.
Half damage from the double bomb. Tick-tock, and the damage went down on Khan. But he will slowly sustain up. Doesn't have any of these Ocean Drake, as we just mentioned, because they lost one at 40 HP. But he does still have Dungeon Vandal to heal him up, and his own heal, so he will be good in no time. You can already see just 14 minutes in, without any items, how quickly they still heal up.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to mention. Zamaros on the Kaiser, expect him to start shoving in waves with Snapmat. And again, with the Ocean, when they do start sieging, which eventually will happen, that is going to be so important for them, especially if a triple Ocean comes through at some point.
If a triple Ocean comes through, it's going to be tough, but at least the next Drake is a mountain, so that won't happen for now. There are still more infernal, or not infernal, elemental Drakes to come up in the game, as long as this one gets taken down within like 10 minutes of its respawning, so that's definitely some time to give. Either way, the map has settled, it seems a bit. No one are really doing anything. Vix is gonna get a blue donated. YME is looking for something here, but he's on a ward. Look at the big minimap though. Snapman tries to go in with the Justice Punish, but as you can see, and on the big minimap that was just there, Valhalla, they were sitting on pretty good vision around the mid lane with 2 wards, or 1 ward in each of the mid lane bush. Now, Lord YME is looking for flank, but they had the idea that he's around there. Not quite bad though, as Dungeon Vandal walks straight into it, but still dukes the disdain. Here comes those entrance, he's gonna drop. There is still a fear beyond death to come out, not quite yet, but here comes the TP to the Javan flag, he can't cancel it, and he comes in, unstoppable onslaught. No, that's not the name, it is the onslaught of shadows. They go in onto Lord YME, he will fall, Cosmic Radiance is about to come out, Fear beyond death connects, but it won't be striking fear into anyone, as it's a double kill for Dungeon Vandal. Not the guy you wanted on, but he'll take it either way.
Yeah, but a really good turn from Valhalla Warriors there, making a nice juicy Tarek bait, as will Big Gun get caught out in the ball?
Oh, Vixie though, he is going in for this one onto Big Gunk. Big Gunk outplayed it last time, he just got some armor in his back, but look at the Conqueror damage, the healing, and he won't quite be able to get a solo kill in either way. They will pick up a turret in the mid lane though at the moment. They take that down 4 man, everything seems to be settling a tiny bit again.
Yeah, at the minute, if you are the side of Sphinx, you don't want to be grouping up, you want to be splitting out, keeping the Tarek away from everyone, so that the crescendo, so that the Cosmic Radiance is not available to the entire team, so at least you can win some skirmishes. Kaiser is ahead, we can see the goal graph there, 1.2k up, and we'll be getting an Infinity Edge or the Zeal item very soon. So when she hits that power spike, actually she's going to be going for, I think she's going for Rage Blade or Blade of the Ring. I'm guessing it's going to be a Rage Blade she's going for. So when that does come through, still a power spike, and just want to keep it split up. Maybe put Big Gunk in one of the lanes, Lil Uzi in another lane, go for 1-3-1 or something like that.
Let's see if they actually do it, because I can see what you mean, and I think it seems like the way for them to do it, just putting Khan in the mid lane. But in the map, it has slowed down a bit. Don't get your Valhalla has that gone for the usual first item that you do on Tarek to help you get more mana since you don't have the blue buff. I can't remember the name of the item, but it is one that gives a bit of magic resist, as well as some mana and gold. He does have one of the components right now, and that just makes it that when you're, I think it's a Abyssal Mask actually, when you're close to the opponents, and as you get with the Tarek, you drag them down in the mud and go face to face up in their faces, and that leads you to get mana back from the spells that you use, and your heal costs so much mana, so they might want to try and get back. Now Lord YME wants to wonder why it is him who gets picked off, as he will fall. Mikkel picks up that one. Now here comes the horse, he's gonna try to assassinate Sun. Shenmue has to flash away. A good 2-man double bomb, but Snapback will fall, he can't quite get out. A good Valkyrie slows everyone down. The chrono shift revives Snapback, but he can't snap back. to the life he once had because he will die as Smoothie picks that one up.
I'm so proud of you for using that. But anyway, the first Mountain Drake of the game has arrived on the Rift and will be taken by the Valhalla Warriors. So 1 Drake to 2, and Mountain Drake will be very nice, especially for when that Baron spawns in 50 seconds.
It's only 50 seconds to Baron already. This game has been moving so quickly, it seems. And they might actually look for a dive here. Flag and Drake.
Cosmic Radiance.
Dukes a double bomb, but here comes the Cosmic Radiance to keep 4 members alive. They can't take any damage. Can't can though, but it doesn't matter. A Shamrock falls to the horse. As Big Kunk now has to do the big plays, but without an ultimate, a Hemo Plague, it won't be easy for him. He gets stunned up, taken down. The hero's entrance won't quite be the hero they need, as they are looking to fight on. Justice punch into fear beyond death. Snapmat is still alive. A double stun onto Rixie, but he has so much damage to stay alive. Another chrono shift. Snapmat falls. Lil Uzi is next on the menu. Skirt can't get him out of this one. Lord Why Me has so many low members in front of him, but he will pick him up. He turns it around with the shotgun knees, and now Khan is on the run. Just staying forward. He will fall. Triple kill for Why Me.
And that was
holy moly.
That was really interesting because you had Lol Why Me clearing up Valhalla, but while that was happening, Smoothie was picking up the kill on Lil Uzi and Snapmat, so a triple kill. So watch what Smoothie does here, because when so the hero's entrance comes through, brings them low, gets the knock up onto the horsey, and the taunt does land. Now Sona is really low, but what I like from who was it? I think it was Vladimir. Oh, okay, Vladimir's already dead at this point, but Lol Why Me brought low, and now you're going to see Smoothie just going to the backline, pick up Snapmat with a kill. So there he goes with the W, picks up 1 kill, and now he goes for Lil Uzi. But crucially, Lol Why Me was able to pick up the triple kill while all of that was
Look
happening.
at the shotgun knees. Look at the damage. Boom! Takes 1. Boom! 2. And look at the healing from the Conqueror as well. Oh, I love to see that. I love to see it. This is what gets me going. Like, I turn on those shotgun knees. Like, oof.
So essentially, you're saying you need some of that sneaky Urgot cosplay coming through.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't expect it. It was one also take away. But when you have Conqueror on Urgot, I played it recently. I know this, but now Big Gung might not know what's coming for him. The Hemo Plague won't keep him alive.
Like a drag? Oh,
yeah.
smite.
Oh no, he just smited him. Like, didn't even need that.
That's the ultimate disrespect, isn't it? When you walk up and you smite
ultimate
someone.
Disrespect. But Lol Why Me, he gets about 9 health at the moment for every single shot that his W puts out. That is a lot of healing in the end, as he shoots about 3 shots per second. And he's sustained of that. And when you get the big shotgun as well as he got, he heals like 20-30 health. And all that small health combined to be just enough to keep him alive, long enough to get another big shotgun to kill 1. Then Triumph came through, then another Triumph. That was insane.
Really nicely played from Lol Why Me, but Baron is up. Now, one thing I was mentioning when
the crab now might be dead. Tries to see if they're doing Baron. Has to flash away from the Flag and Dragon, but the stain won't get him out. As
where were your shotgun knees this time?
The shotgun knees was not enough, as the Conqueror didn't have time to get stacked. And he will fall as weakly tried to find another one, but couldn't quite do it. Now they turn onto the Baron. The steal is nigh impossible since there is no smite. Miklo doesn't have it up at the moment. It will be up soon though, so anyone can technically steal it at this point. This is anyone's Baron until the smite comes up. It's up in just a few seconds. Let's see if they try to stall up. The smite is up in just 1, 2, 3. It is back up. Now he can secure it. They're turning it onto it again. Will they be able to steal? The onslaught shadow come through. They won't quite do it now. They will get no one as the horse just runs away.
Yeah, really well played from Valhalla Warriors, going straight to Baron as soon as the enemy smite was down, or I should say enemy jungler was dead. They pick up Baron and they will be pushing through. We're going to be getting the next Ocean Drake, so it could possibly be a triple Ocean Drake going over to the side of Sphinx. I think we're about a minute away from it coming up. We'll wait for that, but let's see the Baron power play and if Valhalla can pick up any juicy turrets. The outer turret in the bot lane still standing as well.
Drake will be up within too long, about a minute. So that is pretty good. Let's see who will be picking it up, because it could be a triple Ocean Drake. for Sphinx here, if they manage to get it, but obviously, I can clearly see that this is something that Valhalla Warriors wants to get. They're settling around it, they have the big boy package to scare anyone away, and now it's only 20 seconds until it respawns.
And you have to think they've completely got priority for this with the Baron available. Meanwhile, Rixie on the horse, he's just going to shove in on that bot lane. No cannon
does
yet.
get taken to half health, but they will get this Drake. There is no contention for it as Big Gunk is in the top lane trying to scale up. And this will be the first Ocean Drake to the favor of Valhalla Warriors, and that's a bit of like, finally we got an Ocean Drake. Last time it got stolen away at 40 HP.
Imagine if Galio just turned up and stole it again. But
Flash forward, flashed into the pit. I got it, boys, easy. But he didn't get it this time. He wasn't even around to try and get it.
okay, watch lol why me. He's going in for the flank in the mid lane.
Oh, the shotgun knees are ready and loaded. The hero's entrance comes through way too early. They're staying forward now. Can't quite catch anyone with the slope. Big Gun gets speeded up, but will it quite be enough to catch up? I don't think so. Just get one big chunk of health, and now Vixie might go and decides to only hit the wall. It doesn't quite go in with the onslaught of shadows. And now they might just look to try and push bot lane.
Good rotation from Valhalla. Waited for the opportunity. Had the movement speed to escape. Although Khan wasn't there, but I think that they're just going to pick up the turret. Lil Lucy getting stunned.
Don't get your Vandal, it's a bit too far forward. The Cosmic Radiance will go down and keep him alive for the moment being. The turret falls, Lol 1 will also fall as well. No, he gets out just barely with the disdain, but now Big Gun falls and Khan picks up that one. Snap by the next to fall as the onslaught of shadows come through. The killer is in war point. Anyone comes us a good flash done with the gems from Don't Get to your Vandal, but they don't quite fall off, and they just pick up the inhibitor and back away. They get it safely, and now Samus tries to stop them from getting away cleanly, but he doesn't quite have enough to 1v9 just yet, and he will be waiting for his next opportunity.
Big Gun got absolutely blown up once he got hit by the Taric CC. I mean, Jarvan just couldn't do much. He used a Cataclysm, but to no avail. Sorry, what am I saying? I'm completely losing my train of thought. Sorry, it was Mikulu who got the Cataclysm off, and then a lot of poke came through, and Big Gun got absolutely blown up. However, the Baron power play is now ending. We've got the next rake's going to be a cloud, so that's a lot of movement speed that could be added to the Valhalla roster that already has the Sona speed up, and of course with a Hecarim and a Corki as well, that could be a lot of movement speed in total.
It could be a lot of movement speed. They could be quick. Very quick.
I mean, Horsey with movement speed. I remember, I think I had a game I was casting, I think it was my last game, but we almost saw a triple Cloud Drake on a Hecarim, which, it could have been beautiful. But in a turret in the top lane going to fall as well, and they're just slowly going to just shove in the waves.
They might actually do that because Big Gank is in the bot lane. He is enjoying himself, clearing up these super minions. A good double bomb, but won't quite do anything from Lil Uzi. He hasn't really been doing anything in this game, it seems. He has been doing some good double bombs, but when he got them, they were just a bit too far behind to really do anything.
And remember what I said before about Sphinx want to split up. They want to go for a 1-3-1 or a 1-4. Valhalla want to stay all clumped up together. And that's why when the Baron buff came through, no one was splitting. They just rotated as a team. A, because it's an effective thing to do, and B, because it works really nicely for the comp, as another turret is going to fall as well. And still got to wait until the next Baron and Drake. But Valhalla will just take their winnings, clear out the jungle, and will reset.
They will reset. The Baron is not yet on the map. They're just sitting in the bush, enjoying themselves, dancing to the sound of the Sona and getting away. And also now, we gotta realize this. We haven't mentioned the Sona turret button in a while. It has hit its power spike. It is now no longer a weak lane that's back being afraid of diving. Now Sona he is on 2 items. He hits like a truck when he has his passive ready. And for anyone who has played against this in ranked or solo queue, I am sorry. Because now is the time when you lose the game. Fnatic,
I was about to say, if anyone has played this in solo queue, we hate you. Okay, right. As you can tell, I really don't like this. I don't know why. It just feels. I mean, funneling strats will. I mean, I can take, but this just feels wrong. Feels so nasty. But the Baron, the Worm, is coming through on the pit as CC's got to come through.
CC gotta come through. Smoothie does a lot of damage. How many items is he setting on? I can't quite remember. But look, just that one rocket actually takes the entirety of Snapmate Shield away. He's on 3 items. Yeah, this Corgi is fit. 3 items is the power spike for Corgi as well. He does now up a ton of damage, and so does Khan, and so does Vixie. What are Sphinx gonna do here? They have to find some good shotgun knees to have a chance to win this game.
Oh, the turn coming through.
Teleport to the wall, and they're looking for the shotgun knees. The crap might fall, but he uses the stopwatch to stay alive. Goes into this a good double bomb, but here comes the Cosmic Radiance. Resurrected once, but will the crap fall again? Has to flash out. Miklu has to fall as well, flash away as well, and now reaches in a 1v5. How long can he stay alive? He won't quite die as the zone leader. Tarek is too far ahead. And no.
Oh, the damage, the crit.
This might be a pentath. They're going forward. Flash forward from Smoothie. Here comes the horse, and they back off in the end. It's a 3-for-1, as Miklu is the only one to fall and can't teleport to the bot lane. He wants to end it right here, right now, without the Baron. Look, that's the Q. Nothing yet. Reeks though, he's trying to get something, but he decides just to take the minions in the end. Pushing onto turret. Next is turret 1 is gone. Next is number turret number 2 is not quite falling, but so is... Lol, why me? He falls before the turret, and now that will drop. Shamross can't do anything as he watches his Nexus fall, and Valhalla Warriors take game 1 comfortably over Serenity Gaming Sphinx.
Yeah, a good job there from Valhalla. Lil Uzi looked like he was going to escape, but the crit landed right when it needed to from Smoothie and absolutely blew up that Zillion. Really well played from Valhalla Warriors. They knew what they needed to do. They played their comp to a T, and they picked up game 1 really comfortably. So looking forward to game 2.
That was really comfortably, as you said. Damn, actually so impressed by that play. They managed to not lose too hard in the solitary. They did lose it, that is the usual thing as a solitary lane. They did get focused quite a bit and made a few mistakes, especially Khan. But overall, I think when they realized, oh damn, we're dying too much, we lose the turret, give up on that. Now they just play it safe. They realized how to play it safe. They sat in the mid lane, they were just enjoying themselves getting their items, and I really gotta respect that because sometimes it's hard to not play aggressive in the lane, especially when you want to. They played the solitary okay. The later stage of the game, before they hit the power spike, while they needed the last bit of gold in that, I think they played that very well. Yeah,
it was a really good job, and the question is, for game 2, can Snapmat snap back? Okay, I've done it. I'm happy with my luck, but no. On a serious note, I can't believe I'm saying this. If you never want to cast with me again after this, I fully understand. But maybe for game 2, Valhalla Warriors should play the Sona Tarek again because they made it work really nicely. And I mean, remember that point when Tarek was on even CS with the Kaiser when they were both at about 50 CS after, what was it, six minutes? So they did a really good job, and I feel like if the Sona Tarek comes out again, Sphinx will have to play something more aggressive in that early game. I'm talking about a Caitlyn, I'm talking about a Lucian, something that can really try to take full advantage of the sort of Tarek weakness in that early game.
They took a bit of advantage of it, but it wasn't quite enough. Like, Samuels did damage, but he didn't do quite enough. Either way, we are going to be heading into this break. We're going to come back with game 2 in just a moment. Thank you guys for watching so far, and we'll be back after the break.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment, now is your time. So prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. Welcome to the climb up, reach for the summit. Visions brave, the one false step lead the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This is your moment. Take to the skies, go. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Push through heaven. Rise, rise. They will remember you. It is you fight among the dead beneath the dirt. Or do you know yet? Or do you want it? And when the giants call to ask you what you're worth, or do you know yet? We don't die.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and if you could hear it, I just snapped back because we're ready for game number 2. I am still your play-by-play Castle Duckling, and I am still joined by Milky Cereal, if anyone was wondering, or if anyone has just came in to watch the second game.
Yeah, game 1 taken by Valhalla Warriors. Really clean, as we mentioned, and I'm looking forward to seeing lots more cleanness from Valhalla. Maybe some more Serenity in that bot lane.
Let's see. The Sun attack bot lane did work, they did get the early. There were just a few minutes where they misplayed a bit, but otherwise I feel they did very good. They did good in the CS department, and then they got ganked once and they died a few times. But like after the 3 minutes where they didn't do that good, they actually played a very solid Sun attack, and I'm impressed because it is sometimes a pretty hard combo to deal with and play it successfully. It's not only tough for the opponents but also you. We gotta give them props to that, and I would say, if you're on the side of Sphinx, my personal opinion, obviously, it is a bit of a bronze opinion since I am a play-by-play caster. I don't really know a lot about this macro play. I feel like you should take away the Taric to deny the Sun attack combo.
Yeah, or if you're not going to do that, take something early game so that you can try to punish it as soon as you can. And they went for the Kaiser. They said, okay, we'll try to outscale it. No, don't try to outscale it. Try to take something early. Try to pick the Lucian, the Caitlyn, as I was mentioning before. Even, okay, no, I'm not going to say it. But yeah, a Lucian, a Caitlyn, something that can beat it up early so that you can get that advantage and try to snowball as soon as you can.
There is a lot of different what people think are counters to this technique. But what I have seen, I haven't seen anything that specifically is the one counter over the rest. G2 decided to counter it with a funnel composition.
Yeah.
OG decided to try
it was a double funnel composition as well, wasn't it?
I didn't get to watch the game, I was at work. I only got to watch some of it, but it was the funnel. They decided to do against it. Their coach grabs it. How do you counter it? You out-annoy them, so you can come up with something more annoying. But OG think that the counter to it is to play some some decent early game ADC like Varus, and then pick up Blitzcrank to try and hook them and get some good kills that you can easily take, because the Sona is so squishy as we mentioned. But some has just said, okay, we're gonna try any Twitch, like a weird lane into it that didn't quite work for Fnatic. That's a fierce bad man. Yeah. But some teams have even just said, okay, what I've seen the most is people go, okay, I take the Vayne, you take the Sona, we go into the late game, we see who does it best. So there are so many different techniques to use to counter. And
Yeah,
honestly, I don't know the best.
Because that's the other thing. I mean, they picked the Kai'Sa, which is a late game champion, but there are better late game champs that they could have taken, like the Vayne, as you just mentioned. Even a Twitch as well, because Twitch is notorious for having not a very good early game. So if you're playing a Twitch into something like a Sona Taric, you get rid of that bad early game because you're playing against a Sona Taric. So you can just do that much more. You can have a so much nicer time farming up in the early game, so that when you do get to that late game, you're so much bigger. You probably haven't died yet either, because you're in a nice laning phase. So I think those were two better options that they could have taken into the bot lane. But again, we'll have to see what they pull out in the pick and ban phase, which I think we shall be heading into shortly.
Yeah, we are gonna get into pick and ban phase soon, but other than the Sona Taric, what would you say that is a ban or something that from the side of Sphinx that they saw last game that they say, okay, we don't want to play against that again?
Corki.
Yeah,
There was no jungle presence at all, and as we saw in the early moments of the laning phase, Corki poked out Lil Uzi so much. The Zillion was so low, forced to back first, and to be honest, Lil Uzi doesn't need that in his life. Just get rid of the Corki, maybe play something safer instead of a Zillion. I don't know, maybe I say Alessandro, as actually the Taric is going to be banned out. It's one of the bans. There we go.
Okay, so they did decide to take the Taric away, so we won't see any more of the Sona Taric combo. Either way, from the side of Valhalla Warriors, the bans are exactly the same. Same goes for Sphinx, other than the fact that, as you mentioned, they did decide to take the Taric away instead of the Führer. So let's see if Ricky picked it up. He did do very good last game on that Hecarim, but let's see how he does. On this pick, he will pick up this time. They might actually go for the Rakan.
I mean, they could be. They could block it in straight away with the first two picks. I wouldn't like to see a Rakan going into a Galio. I don't think it's the best option. I think something with more consistent poke, something, even if it's a Lulu. I mean, I know if you take a squishy kind of support, it can get blown up by the Galio, but you want to have something that can poke down the Galio consistently. If you have something that all outs like a Leona, you just get blown up. Or Leona or Alistair, you get blown up by the Galio, so you need something with that consistent poke, as we might be seeing as that. No, it's going to be Rek'Sai.
That is some early game presence also. Obviously, in this side of Valhalla Warriors, they decided to pick up the Hecarim again. I would predict it to go in the top lanes, so Riggsy played it last time. But it can also be like a good flex, saying, okay, they think we'll put it top lane, we'll actually put it jungle, they don't know this. As a bit of a, okay, let's just show both of our players can play this.
As we're going to be seeing that Aatrox coming out in the top lane. Decent pickup, one of those champions that can scale fairly well. So even if it is going into the Hecarim, we'll be able to hold its own. As Fiora, oh yes!
Ooh, they do take the Hecarim in the jungle. I 2000 IQ'd it, I knew it would happen to you.
I know,
I talked about it.
You should take my role. Why are you play-by-play casting right now?
You know what, you could just leave the team speak now, I'm a solo caster after this.
No, forget. I'll go back to play-by-play. You can colour it.
Yeah, sure.
No, but anyway, no, Fiora going to be taken in, and as we mentioned before, game 1, Fiora has had those buffs heading into patch 9.8. Is 9.8? Yes, heading into patch 9.8. So she has got the cooldown. She has got more CC coming through, which is just really, really disgusting. And of course, Fiora is one of those champions that is decent in the early game and scales so well. So watch out for Ritzy split pushing with that Fiora like there is no tomorrow. But we are going to be seeing the Kai'Sa actually getting banned out, as has Yasuo, and they have taken away the Xayah Rakan possibility as well.
Obviously, I think it was a bit of a choice from the side of Valhalla Warriors. Would they pick Riggs' most played champion, or would they go for the Rakan? It was a bit like, I think there was a bit of a, what do we value more? And I think they decided to go with the Fiora as the more value, obviously. Rakan isn't in his best day right now. He has seen better days. He is still playable, but also, Xayah has gotten buffs recently, so she does do quite well, even alone.
And I like that they're leaving Smoothie's pick open until the very end. They're saying, we reckon Smoothie can beat up Lil Lucy. Show us what you're taking. We want Smoothie to win this.
He did win it last time at least, so.
As the Sivir locked in, which is good against Pike. We've got the Spell Shield, can cancel the CC coming through, as well as the CC from the Blade Caller of the Xayah. But just going to wait to see what Lil Lucy will be playing in the mid lane. Probably going to be something, a safe pick. I guess Zillion is a safe pick, so will we be seeing a Corki again? I think we might.
He might just go for another scaling matchup. He knew he was going to be playing against the Zillion last time as well. I would love to see him play Zoe though. It's his most played champion, and it's a champion that can style any of these champions he's against. If he hits a good sleep, he can one-shot Aatrox, he can one-shot basically everything.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Rek'Sai, Galio, and Aatrox are a little bit tanky, as we're going to see a Syndra. So, you know what they all say, when you see a Syndra, that lane's going to be shoving in. You're going to be seeing Smoothie rotating a lot. Probably going to be going to the top lane. I don't feel like going to the bot lane is the most gankable opportunity. I think top lane will be a bit better. Aatrox does have a bit of mobility, but it's better than trying to go into a Justice Punch and a Spell Shield, which could just completely cancel your entire combo. Also, what I was saying about, the whole kind of support matchup between the Galio from Snapmat and Valnod. With a Pike is a champion that you can engage on, you can go for a full combo, but you don't have to commit. You can use your Q, you can use your Q and E together so that you can get your CC off without being in range of the Justice Punch or the Taunt. So it is a nice pickup, and it is a comp that if they pick up kills early, they can really snowball against the Sivir Galio.
It's gonna be an interesting game to watch. I see a lot of potential from both sides actually. I see scaling on both sides and I see early game on both sides. So I really feel like this game is up to grabs for anyone. Like last game, I was looking at it, I saw, Sphinx, they can win the early game, they can snowball and just destroy them and just make it a speed bump in the road and make the Warriors that. But in the end, what we actually saw happen was my other thought. If Valhalla Warriors get to the late game, Serenity scales up, Corki scales up, they win the game. And it all kind of came to fruition because Sphinx, they played a good early game, but they couldn't snowball it quite enough. And then the Solitary, they hit the spike, they said, okay, let's win, and then they just won.
The other interesting thing that I want to mention now is now that we are waiting for the spectator delay, Smoothie has picked up a heal, which, I mean, usually on a Cinder you take something like an Ignite if you want to be even more aggressive in your laning phase, or you take a TP because you're going to be shoving in lanes, you want to get your Lost Chapter or your Tear, Lost Chapter usually, just so you can get your mana regen up. So I'm surprised that he has gone for that heal. Also Hecarim with that Ignite Smite, of course not taking the flash, but 2 TPs on the side of Sphinx against just 1 from Valhalla Warriors. So I'm interested. I don't know quite why he's taking the heal. I don't think it's necessary. I'm presuming he's taking it just to kind of counter the poke that Lil Uzi offers. But considering that, I feel like Barrier might have been a better option then. But there you go. So we'll see how that pans out. 2 heals then for Valhalla Warriors.
Let's see how it will be this game. I see a lot of possibility for both sides, as I mentioned before. I'm very interested to look at Lore Wymee, how he plays this game, because he did good last game. Not quite good enough for them to win the game though. But now on this Rek'Sai pick, he has a lot of early game potential. Last time he was looking for a lot of early game ganks, and now he might look for them again. But this time he has a better way of getting in. He has the tunnels, and when you are Urket like he was last game, you only have a little bit of a disdain. It gets you a bit forward, but it doesn't quite get you straight into the action, and that is where the tunnel shines. It gets you almost double the range, I believe. So he can possibly get a lot more early ganks off.
Yeah, and watch out for him because he will be focusing on that mid lane. When Smoothie was on Corki, you have the W, you can escape from a gank. But with Syndra, you only have the CC from your E. So watch out for him to be ganking there, because especially with Zillion with the time bombs, we'll be able to CC Syndra and make Smoothie a very, very easy target for Lol Wymie.
Like, it sounds just so good, you said, because I really feel a lot like the same way. But can you try and tell me, how will this early game look? Do you have any idea there?
Yeah, so again, I'll focus with mid lane because it's the easiest one to talk about. Smoothie is going to batter Lil Uzis. It's Syndra. You shove in the wave, you shove in wave after wave. A song reference, but yeah, so you shove in the waves and then either you back, you can go and pick up your blue buff from your very kind Hecarim, who will almost certainly give that to you unless it's a solo queue game, then you're never going to get a buff. Or you can just back and walk back to lane rather than wasting the TP that Smoothie doesn't even have. So mid lane is going to go completely towards Valhalla Warriors. However, top lane, Fiora scales really, really well. However, the early game, she's not particularly strong. She's not weak, but she's not great. So if Rixie can get off a decent early game, if Rixie can get a first blood or something like that onto Big Gunk, well, she will 100% snowball really well, get lots of turret plating, maybe TP into the back line and bot lane depending on which side is pushing. So the top lane is entirely dependent on how Rixie plays that early game, if you can get a nice CS advantage, poke down Big Gunk, etc. In the bot lane, it's going to be really hard for Valnod to get something off onto Zamros on that Sivir, just because of the spell shield. Every time he wants to get a bone skewer, Zamros will say spell shield. So it's all about baiting out that spell shield, waiting for the spell shield to come through, and then diving in with your bone skewer or your E as the players are making their way into game.
We are about to find out if what you have been talking about the CS lead in the top lane and how they will play it. Let's see if anything of that comes to fruition as we are into game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. It is Valhalla Warriors versus Serenity Gaming Sphinx.
So no cheeky little engages or anything like that to start us off. It's going to be a fairly slow start. I think the only interesting stuff we'll see in the first couple of minutes will be in that mid lane, just to see how much poke Smoothie can get off onto Lil Uzi. So we'll try to watch out for that. But I think everywhere else it'll be fairly safe unless Rixie can find off a really, really juicy play onto Big Gun.
Hopefully we get to see some juicy plays at least during the game, if not in this level 1. But it just seems like, oh, we're getting vision in the place we need to get vision, and they set up. Oh, Doggy Velno finds a ward that was just being played by Snap Map, but doesn't quite take it down, so no XP favor for them. Lucy had taken a bit of damage, but nothing too crucial, as Smoothie used a bit of mana to try and hit him with one of his orbs, and now the laning phase begins.
Good old laning phase, but so much stuff happens.
Oof. The
So
good
much
old
in.
laning phase.
Smoothie trying the best just to get that poke off, but don't forget Lil Uzi does have the poke with the bombs. So if he can land a couple of those on, he can bring Smoothie quite low.
Ooh, bot lane actually already. Snapmat takes half his health thanks to the skewer. Or the bone skewer, pulling him back and then into some feathers, and yeah, that's not fun for Snapmat. He doesn't know what to get out this early into the game, just another Justice Punch upgraded as you start with the Shield of Duran. But he used it as quickly as he could, and then he didn't take that much damage afterwards, because then you get Aftershock, he get 100 armor at level 1.
Yeah, and they have hit level 2 first, so watch out for them trying to pick up a bone skewer. The Pike has to make full advantage before Galio gets that full combo available to him.
Look at top lane. Rixie got the riposte off the view from Big Dunk, and he almost takes him down. Didn't quite force a flash, but that's a good trade from Rixie.
Yeah, really well played by Rixie, and that's what we mentioned, how well can he play that Fury in the early game, and he's trying his best just to get up ahead, get that CS lead that we mentioned in the pick a man phase.
Yeah, he's actually sitting in quite a comfortable lead. And we gotta get scared here, to be honest. I don't know about you, Serial, but if I'm playing against Fiora and I get out-traded this out in the early game, this is where I tell my team, yeah guys, I'm scared now. We need to try and play around this, but talk about playing around something. Smoothie might find the 1v1, but he forces only the flash from Lil Lucy. But here comes Miklu. The horse goes straight into the tower. Will get stunned, might turn it around. He still gets first blood, but he will fall. That's a great play from Lil Lucy to secure at least a 1-for-1.
Imagine if Smoothie had Ignite. I mean, it would have been a free kill. Or if he was actually a little bit closer to the turret, he could have healed Miklu. Come on, there. If you act like that, you're never going to get your blue buff from your jungler.
Now your jungler takes the blue buff as tax for dying there. It's like, yeah, boys, you should have healed me, dude. If only you would have done it, that blue, juicy blue buff would have been for you. But either way, it was not. As again, we just looked top lane. We saw another good trade from Rixie. He does have to back though, since Big Gung sustains a little bit better in this lane. And Rixie has been taking a few turret shots, I do believe. And that's not what he want to do. But when it comes to this skill 1v1 matchup, there is a good favor on the side of Rixie, because they repose every time he's about to get the big knock up, the 100 damage early in the game into a big passive hit. He just can't do it because it gets sparked and then he gets stunned, and it basically flips the entire fight on its head, you gotta believe. And that's a very feels bad moment when you are playing this Aatrox and you want to hit those big Qs, but you can't just do it. Either way, I'm interested to see now how Lord Wymee is going to try and play around that, because he can definitely gank the top lane. Rixie has been pushing forward for most of the time, but he can't quite keep doing it all the time, so now he's back into his turret. But I do think that Lord Wymee has some good potential to find some ganks, so let's see if he can do it, and if he can play this Rek'Sai in the early game, because that is where you need to get the biggest elites until you become a minion when we hit 30 minutes, and oof, that's not fun.
Yeah, and this leads us to, you know, one of the biggest questions in LoL. In fact, one of the biggest questions in the world. I mean, this is bigger than, like, pineapple on pizza or not. This is bigger than, I'm trying to think of big things. This is bigger than Ferrari or Porsche. This is bigger than, do I play Teemo or do I uninstall League? This is the question of the school of thought. Do you gank a losing lane?
And this is the question, that will you gank Smoothie, because yes, you will. A good flashy way to deny the on-bow, still gets knocked up but doesn't allow him to get any.
Oh, Miklu's here.
Here comes the bind though, and on the other end, it's both the junglers fighting to kill down the carries, but he has Chrono Shift, don't dive him! And it's a double kill for Lord Wymee, and now the top lane is going all at the world ender has been popped. But will it be enough? He will not end any world today, but his might be about to end as he is resurrecting once. He can't resurrect anymore. Can he outplay it though? Pull back, a good repose, but will it be enough? He's knocked up. Rixie gets the solo kill, but he falls as he even has to spend the flash. And overall, that's a good trade from Big Glunk.
Big minions there for the side of Big Gunk to make that possible. Rixie had to fight inside the minion wave. You could argue that he maybe should have waited just that little bit longer so that Big Gunk couldn't have got as much health back from the world ender. Decided against it though, also in that mid lane. I mean, Miklu turned up, but as you correctly said, you don't gank a Zillion that has the Chrono Shift up. I think, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think he got that mid-fight almost.
He got it mid-fight, but
yeah.
Miklu should not have continued to dive on the turret, and now he should no longer live as Void Rush comes through, but the horse is too fast. The tunnel will get Lord Wymee out, and he didn't quite get the bite off, I believe, and that might be the reason he didn't kill him, because the horse was just too damn fast.
Yeah, and Rixie saying, get away from my pony, that's my pony. And, you know, Rixie probably saying, hey, I saved you. Can I take that red buff? You know, wink, wink. But it looks like Lord Wymee will just come right back.
Wait, Miklu might try and fight this, actually. He has the smite, he has the vision. He might just go in for the steal. Lord Wymee has it as well as he secures it with the Queen. And no longer a fight to be had, because Miklu, he says, no, okay, didn't get the red, didn't want to fight, and he backed off.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit of poor decision making, I feel, from Miklu. I mean, if you want to go for a smite fight, you're one level down, probably not going to be able to do it. Also, Lord Wymee will probably just be able to beat you up, and all that's happened is Miklu's wasted time by sitting there.
Smoothie is fighting Lil Lucy, but Lil Lucy has the Chrono Shift, and Smoothie doesn't have a— What? What? The Unleashed Power did a big amount of damage with the help of the turret shot and the Q as well. It just one-shot him. And now though, in the top lane, Big Gug might go down. Tries to turn it around, that's a lot of damage, but look at this replay.
Yeah, and it was just so well. That's the thing with Syndra. You can get off your damage beforehand with your E, with your Q, and then you can cast your ult, which will still cast even when you are dead. And that's one of the great things about Syndra, and it's just how you can outplay so much stuff because you can still get that return kill.
He unleashed the power for sure because, damn, he was at 80% HP of the turret shot, and then he just hit him, boom, on the power, Q, die.
Yeah,
wow.
And again, really well played. But that's what we mentioned. Smoothie will be shoving in those waves just because that's the nature of Syndra, and will be juicy pickings for lol why me. Although I am fairly surprised it is one for one in that top lane. Again, remember when Rixie picked up the kill but died in the process. Does have a juicy CS advantage, which will most certainly work in his favor. And now with the Tiamat as well, will really start to be able to shove those waves in. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a TP coming through into the backline of bot lane or for a team fight around mid.
Let's actually see how these team fights fold out when they arrive. Now, right now, Rixie is the lowest member, according to health bars in the top lane. Big Gunk obviously just backed, he ran all the way back up. Rixie decided not to and throws the wave instead, so he might have to play a little bit more defensive. But don't get too well, he is not, while he usually is in the bot lane. He's up clearing some walls, doing what support usually does. Will get spotted out by this Grass Bloom, and now he will just go back into where he belongs, I guess in the bot lane, but no. Moosey tries to do something here with the stun, but doesn't quite do too much other than some damage. Don't get to a Vandal came in, said, hey, that's a nice cannon you got there, let me double the goal from that, and he took it and went out, and now he's on his road back to bot lane.
Can you imagine how broken it would be if Pike and Rengar didn't have an announcement when they went invisible and started hunting you down? How broken would that be?
Like the old Evelyn?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, that was pain, and now Big Gunk might feel pain as the onslaught of shadows come through. Healing is up. World Ender is up,
yeah.
and he will resurrect, but here comes the TP from Lil Uzi. He has another resurrect available, but it won't quite be needed as Mikkel falls, and it looks good. But Sphinx at the moment is enough 3v2 situation. Smoothie doesn't have the TP and doesn't have a way to get up there quickly. He had to run on his small feet, and it will be a 1-0.
This is the point where Smoothie possibly could have decided to rotate bot lane instead to try to pick up the counter kill there, because remember...
Rixie is still going here. He wants to get in, he wants to get the kill. There is no world ender, but there is a flash. A good repose to block the Unburrow. This will surely be the kill for Rixie. But can he pick up another one? No, Lil Lucy is on the way. The bite is not available, but Void Rush is, and Love by Me picks up Rixie.
Good job using the ultimate just to ensure the kill. Possibly could have waited and donated it to Lil Uzi, who's currently sitting at 2-1-3. Could have been 3-1, but again, at least they secured the kill. Possibly a bit too aggressive from Rixie, who does now have the Vampiric Scepter, but that's just...
smite on Lil 1, so he can't really steal it, but he might die. No, Snoozy. That's stunned, but doesn't quite find anything else. The Boomerang Blade goes in, but it doesn't get the Drake, as he secures it this time. Nick with a smite doesn't throw away the first Drake like he did last game.
Yeah, this time he actually had smite available. He didn't waste it on the Scuttle Crab. Well,
last time he actually used it to stay alive. He would have died in the pit otherwise.
Oh yes.
So he used it at like it was half health. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna die. I have to use smite, and then he got stolen by Snap.
And then you're like, you should have died from it.
Like, to be honest, if he died last game, he wouldn't have been able to smite it either way. So,
that's
like,
true.
I give him.
That's very true.
I give him the. Yeah, it was okay, you know. Benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt. However, we're going to see a short trade in the top lane as...
Calling it short, it's been going on for ages now, it seems, as they fight back and forward. Reeks is in a difficult position. There is no flash in either of them. Now he has to try and heal. Heals one time, heals 2 times, but it won't quite be enough for him to fall. Big Gun didn't have enough damage. And damn, to be honest, Reeks, he healed a lot there when the first auto attack from the ultimate.
Yeah, he also had the refillable potion as well, which gave him a fair bit of HP back. But yeah, surprisingly, I mean, we still have to wait for Rixie to really hit a power spike when he does get his Ravenous Hunter. I'm trying to remember what Fura's build now. However, Valnod... Oh, you didn't. Okay, so Valnod was waiting for the perfect moment to go in onto Xanros so that Snapmat couldn't cancel the back. And he waited a little bit too long. He should have just gone for it. He should have just cancelled the back. But
Yeah, but he wanted Snapper to get back first, and he went in. He didn't use a Q on E, and that is really what took him off that, because the auto attack was too slow to channel up, so it didn't quite stop him from backing. And it's a feels bad, man. You could have gotten a kill on an ADC with 0 mana.
The trick to that is to do it just before Snapmat backs, so he doesn't have enough time to cancel the back, so he can't react in time, rather than wait for him to actually disappear, because then it's too late. However, they both backed at pretty much the exact same time, so there was a very, very small window to actually get the back.
Yeah, it was a very short window here, to be honest. I would never expect him to start the day. It would have been pretty insane if he did it just cleanly. But either way, now we might see a fight in the bot lane as the... Wait, everything is actually getting used in Snapman. They just want him. I was thinking for a second that they might try to turn to Shamrock, but he picked it up with the death from below. And look here, he goes in, Snapback is back. There he waited a tiny bit.
Oh, we're gonna get a replay of it.
Oh, the auto attack almost went off, but it didn't quite hit. Now Smoothie might be dead. He flashed. That was a bad flash and a bad heal, because he won't quite get out as the Void Rush is there to secure the kill.
And again, Smoothie just playing that little bit too aggressive, just not respecting the Rek'Sai enough, who is now actually 4-1. And again, we mentioned that they do have a nice early game. Well, we mentioned that Rek'Sai is an early game champ and can get a lot
the
of
top
stuff
lane
done.
though, Grand Challenge, it's thrown down, and so is the World Ender. The healing will come out from Rixie, but can he still win this 1v1? As Big Kong has the extra AD and he has the extra Resurrect. But will it be used? A good repose, a good... Whoa! A good heal, and he picks it up the kill with the Vitals.
And there you go, we mentioned this is skill lane, this is a skill matchup, and so far Rixia has made a few mistakes to get 1-for-1 trades, but not that time. Can Snapmat find...
Oh my god, that was so close again.
They had vision. How he could have landed the Winds of War. What is this? I feel like these teams need practice at perfectly timing backs. It's like that feeling, you know, when someone uses their Zhonya's just before they die, and you try to time your skill shot so it lands right as they can't, so they can't do any flashes, anything like that.
Gamma's might be dead. The shield of the Rand doesn't really matter, as he used unstoppable. No, unstoppable. I'm about to say it again. The onslaught of shadows, it denied it from going through, or it did went through, but it didn't matter as he was flying with his 1,000 horses. In the end, Shamrock had to use the flash, and that is a good exchange for the one ultimate. Now, don't you do a Valhalla, does clear the ward. Still has the Bone Skewer available, but doesn't quite fix for anyone at this moment. And everything is actually pretty slow unless we look in top lane.
And I mean, we're starting to enter. I mean, 17 minutes in, we've got the Baron coming up soon. Rift Herald currently sitting on Lol Why Me.
Oh, now he is fishing, and now they are fighting, because here comes the Blade Corner by Dustmish as Snapmat has to flash away. He pulled the trigger on that one, and if he didn't, he would likely have been dead to those 5 feathers. Now will Lil Uzi know he flashes as well. Now 3 flashes down from the side of the Sphinx, and this might be a good time for Valhalla Warriors to try and look for a fight.
Yeah, and at this point as well, with Lil Uzi so low down, Miklu could just turn back up, try to find a kill. Alternatively, they can just shove in this wave now. Lol Why Me, he needs to try to get that scuttle, not the scuttle, the Rift Herald down. He's got like 5 seconds left on it, so he's just going to have to spawn it in the middle of his jungle after donating the blue buff to Lil Uzi. And I think he's going to spawn it right at blue buff. There used to be this glitch on League where if you spawned the Rift Herald in between the Krugs and the wall, it would
talk about in between things, because now Big Gunk is stuck between a rock and a horse, and he will likely drop as the Resurrect has already been used from the World Ender, and Rixie picked this one up, and Shelly will die without even getting a hit in.
Oh, poor Shelly. But yeah, there used to be this glitch where you could spawn Shelly between Krugs and the wall, and it would stay there until you auto-attacked one of the Krugs, which used to be beautiful, because you could store Rift Herald for as long as you wanted to, which was absolutely lovely. But yeah, should have tried to spawn it, especially in the top lane, because Lol Wymie could have done so much to try to pick up that kill onto Rixie, even onto Smoothie. He picked up a kill on Smoothie at some point. He should have just spawned the Rift Herald then and there, and it's just a case of waiting for too much of an opportunistic moment that just didn't come through.
Talk about things not coming through. Don't get your Valhalla Bone Skewer did get cancelled by the Shield of the Ramp. This time it's not gonna be cancelled, but he only seems to be catching Snapmat, and Snapmat, he's pretty tanky, so he won't die to anything at the moment.
And the issue for Snapmat at the minute is, even when Valnor decides to go in for an engage, he can get off his full combo, but Civ is just not dealing enough damage. Only got that 20% critical strike, the critical hit rate at the minute, so just not enough damage coming through to really be able to punish Valnor.
What is this replay? Oh,
wait, why is it a Trundle?
It is showing you the bug. It is showing.
Oh,
see this?
Oh, Joe, you're beautiful. I love you.
He's outdone himself. This is EU Productions at its peak. Like this.
There you go. See. So guys, this is how. I'm not sure if you can still do it. It's really hard to spawn it there. Like you could try it like 3 times and not get it in the right position, but when you do, if it still works, oh, it's beautiful. So guys, try that in your games. And then, you know, drop me a message. I mean, I'm in the Serenity Gaming Discord.
Go into my DM.
Yeah, we want to see your stall the Rift Herald. But we've got an engage.
Give it to us on Twitter and at LOL Esports and hashtag storing my Shelly. Either way, now Snapback is looking for the kill onto Dungeon or Vandal. It was actually a bit of a 1-2 trade, you could say, because Dungeon abandoned went in, but now that doesn't matter as Lol Wymie is on to the kill. A good! Wow, that's insane. That Void Rush denied their unleashed power, and the power wasn't really unleashed, you could say, and now they're both running for their lives. Let's see if who will get away. This Grass Bloom will spot them out, but they do have the Blast Cone in their favor. Great use from Lol Wymie to get Rixie away, and now Lil Lucy might be the only one in trouble. Like he's going under the turret, he might just try and execute. Or Rixie might be going into a 1v2 here. Lil Lucy is dying to the turret. Mikkel is back on the Crocs, and in the end, no one dies from the side of Sphinx, or at least where the credit is given to someone other than the turret.
Hey, so we get our first execute of Springsplit. Is that our first? I think that might be our first execute of Springsplit. I don't know. But
if only we had a stats team.
if only. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. You do not want to incur the wrath of the stats team. But yeah, the first execute of the day, let's say. So yeah, I mean, is what he needed to do. Lil Uzi had no real way of getting out. He could have risked backing in the brush, but it was too risky. He could have got caught out, so better just to take the safe option. And yeah, going back to Smoothie's death, just unlucky with the ultimate getting cancelled by the Void Rush. So there you go. Not much Smoothie could do about that. And again, he's just. I want to say he's getting unlucky as Syndra. Lol Wymie has almost been camping that mid lane. So he should be respecting it a bit more, but in the top lane.
That top lane was tough to look at. Big Gong got taken so low, and now the Drake is going low as well. Who will pick it up? There's no real position of steal as Mikkel doesn't figure this one again. He's been good in the smites other than that one time when he didn't have it, so obviously nothing too much you can blame him off there. And Dungeon does get take it quite low. The Void Rush is available, but decides not to use it, and he will heal up thanks to his passive. And no one dies. They get the Drake cleanly, and now they have 2 Drakes in their field.
Okay, we've now hit the point where so there's this thing that I like to describe as a Leona effect. So as some people know, I'm a Leona main. Now the Leona effect is where when you see someone and you can Zenith Blade to them, you Zenith Blade to them because you're Leona and you're like, aha, I'm gonna go in. But what happens is sometimes that kills you, because guess what? You can't always go into a fight, as I've learned the hard way many times, because I'm a very, very low elo player. Don't blame me, don't judge me anymore. So currently the Leona effect is...
Oh god, now Khan might be in trouble, has to use the Feather Storm. as he weathers the storm as the on the hunt has been used. He does have to use the flash and the costly ultimate, but he gets out.
So back to the Leona effect. So currently the Leona effect is on Valhalla. He's essentially thinking, oh, every time I can, I'm going to bone skewer that Gallia or the Sivir, and I'm going in. But now that Sivir has hit 40% crit strike, it's now reached the point where if he does go in, he will now take a fair bit of damage.
That was a great stun by Smoothie, but it gets turned on him as Lorwyn is there, and so was the hero's entrance. Lorwyn picks that one up now. They might go even further with the Void Rush. Don't get the other Vandal slow, but can he dunk anyone else this fight? He will try and heal up in his W. He's going through the water. And now he will find the Bone Skewer onto Snapmac. Can Snapmac get out? No, he can't. And he will get dunked upon. As Don't get the other Vandal makes that goal double. He has to reset. Can he find more? Lord, me? He meets him up. He goes out through the turn. What is going on here? Don't get the Vandal. I'm confused, but he gets out. He does miss the death from below, and now they might try and find it, but here comes the horse. Miklo hasn't gone full damage to Crank right, do too much, doesn't have the onslaught yet to get away. He will drop as well, and it's a 2-0 for Chambers. Or for the side of Sphinx.
Well played for Sphinx there. 12 kills to 8 now. However, that being said, gold is fairly even thanks to Valhalla Warriors at 2 Drakes. The next Drake will be a Cloud Drake, so we're going to get one of each.
Whoa, Lord, what were you doing there? You got caught out, buddy.
And just getting too aggressive, he's thinking, oh, there's that Cinder again. Let me kill her one more time. Sorry, not happening this time, I'm afraid. And see, Smoothie should have taken the Corki. He played well with Corki in game 1. He had the exact same matchup. Why wouldn't you take Corki again? But that's what I don't get. If some, as they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke,
it might be
don't
because
fix
they were once up and they feel like, oh, we can try something new or something else this time. You know, it's all about how you felt. And yeah, I would have gone to Corki as well just to try and scale up because he's been caught out a bit too many times. Against this Rek'Sai, he has been dived on, and he's been dived on, and he's been dived on. With a Corgi, you can do a little bit more with your Valkyrie.
Because especially, yeah, just because you've got the dash, you've got the package. And Smoothie just hasn't been able to really abuse the early game Syndra. Lord Wymie did a great job of being able to just keep her out of the game in that early phase. As Valnod might be looking for something. I don't think we can really find anything. In the bot lane, we still got the split push matchup between Rixie and Big Gunk, but the unfortunate fact for Rixie is they don't have that jungle control, so he can't push too far in.
But he can still go for the straight slow. He hits 2 violence, even forces the world ender, and now let's see if his world will be ended because in a 2v1 doesn't block the Unburrow, but he does get the grand chance off, and he's healing up so massively, but it won't quite be enough as the Void Rush finds him in the end, and he will fall.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. You don't have the vision control if you are Rixie or Valhalla Warriors. I mean, look how many red wards there are in that bot side jungle. 0. Okay, and that's the zoom in. Oh, fantastic, right?
Thank you, production.
There are 0 wards over there. If you want to split push and push in, you have to ward. You cannot go for trades if you do not have vision. You just can't. You have to control. You have to control the vision. And unfortunately, she can't do that very well because she has got that far side altercation, which isn't exactly a bad thing to have. But you need to make sure that you've placed it well before you go for a trade, which, I mean, it's that kind of thing where you say, if you can't see the enemy, pretend that they are coming to kill you at that very second, which is a really horrible thing to do and is really sad in a way, but it's true. You have to always pretend that someone's there to kill you, because otherwise the higher the level is, the more likely that they are there coming to kill you.
The less walls, the higher chance, and that seems about right. But you're saying, dude, I really think that you shouldn't have gone for that. But obviously, when you have Fiora, you kinda can't stop yourself because, oh, I hit 1 vital, now it's gonna be so easy. Oh, he uses ultimate, I'm gonna win this one. I haven't even taken damage, and then, oh my god, the 6-2 full AD Rek'Sai is here. He hasn't quite fallen off yet because he is so fair. And now here comes the heroes, and we can't steal the Drake. They sit now on 3 Drakes in their favor. But the hero's entrance has been used from Snapmat. That is an important cooldown. They might try and seize down mid lane, but currently no action going on.
And again, he was able to pick up the Drake. We have one of each. Ooh, are we going to see an engage in the bot lane?
It was a good bone steal, but
lane.
didn't quite lead to anything.
Yeah, I think I may be lagging a little bit behind you. But
You might be a bit behind me actually.
okay, but we do have an Ocean Drake coming up next.
Oh, don't get to your Valno. You might be caught up, but he has to flash away. A good bone skill though denies a little bit more. He'll go back and heal. But there's another member out of the fight at the moment. He might even get cancelled. The flash on Burrow. Here comes the Void Rush. No, it's not available. And don't get to your Valno will get out. Let's see if they punish the guy now with no flash. The stun. Can they take him down? But no. Smoothie gets taken down. This save does a lot of damage from Shamrock on the other end. They're still fighting. It's a jungle 1v1. And certainly Lord Wine wins that one. And Smoothie is dead, as we just saw, thanks to those boomerang blades doing damage. Now Rixie is even low in this bot lane. Has to fight, has the grand challenge. You have to turn back, but you have to try and do something. The world
the dodges!
But his world won't be ended as he dukes everything. He's shielding up so massively. But can he win the second round of the fight? And he's revived. Now Big Gun goes for
Flash is available.
Might try for a Q, E, flash, but he won't quite do it yet. As he is running, the Umbral Dash is available, but it's used and doesn't quite gain him enough distance.
He's stuck.
Now he realizes he has to go back, has to try and proc the violence, but he can't quite do it enough. A good riposte, but will he get
getting out?
The Void Rush is available, but here comes the Talon, has to flash. He's running for dear life. He's all alone in this world. Jumps over the wall, but the Talon can't quite follow, and he gets out. That's an insane escape. Sponsored by your Cloud Drake.
What a play from Rixie. He was low against Big Gug and he dodged absolutely fantastically. As Big Gug now low.
The does go in, there is no... the death from below doesn't quite connect, but there is no world in it, but it might still try to be turned around. As now Valno has to heal up and doesn't quite deserve it to fully go in for it. Oh, here comes the Void Rush. This might be all over for Valno, as he hasn't quite dunked anyone this game. And Lord Why Me picks him up.
Yeah, 7-2 now on the Rex side, which is very, very big. However, Baron is up and the very important Mountain Drake is on the side of the Valhalla Warriors. And if you combine that with the fact that they have a Xayah, they have a Syndra, they have a Hecarim, and the Fiora, who probably won't be there, but the Fiora as well, that's a lot of damage going on to the Baron, which is much more than the damage output the Sivir and the Zillion can do.
I am still kind of flabbergasted by that escape from Rixie.
Don't worry, do you need another minute to recover?
Oh yeah, I'm in cardiac arrest at the moment.
Okay, right guys, this is Milky Cereal taking over for the stream now.
No, this is not what I wanted. Okay, let's turn our eyes back on the game.
Okay, right, as Lolwami he's gonna take control. Oh, okay, you're gonna need a few more minutes
thank
now.
you, production. Literally, I can't love this guy anymore because we get all the great replays. Look, the Cloud Drake, he heals up. If he didn't have an
the riposte,
he would have been dead. And now,
that riposte.
look, he was so close to getting killed.
Okay, we're getting engaged. I was about to complain, why is it getting
now
fast?
Now the Night turn onto Lord Why Me, but the hero's entrance is here and he is safe. Goes into stage from Miklas to onslaught of shadows away, but the shadows won't quite get him out as he will drop to Snap Mat. And Snap Mat has snapped and he will take down one of the population. Doesn't quite have all the Infinity Stones yet, as we are not in the end game yet.
What did you just say?
What
was that?
I don't know. It was...
How? Hang on. Can we have a replay of just the voice? Because I want to understand how we got to that. How have we...
I can't understand my own thought as well, but it got out and it was something to do with Thanos and the Infinity Stones and snapping, because ever since I heard his name, I can't stop thinking of Thanos snapping. You know, we almost, like, Endgame is almost out. I can't
wait. Is it out this weekend?
It's coming out in 2 days.
Oh, I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to see all the spoilers first. I just can't believe we just had a flipping Marvels reference. I feel.
We do want
okay.
another one?
No.
We're in the end game now. We're
still in
33
mid-game.
minutes in.
33 minutes counts as mid-game. When the ADC end game is when at least everyone on the team, with the exception of the support, is full build. Then you can say we are end/late game.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to that sentence, but one sentence is that we're in the late item game because 3 items has been picked up on most carries, and some. Oh god, actually.
Do you include boots as? Do you include your boots as items?
Nope, I don't.
I'm saying, yeah. So actually, Syndra doesn't have a 3rd item then. She's on the way
If
to a
she's
Mori.
2.5, like that's.
True.
Oh. But then again, so is Lil Uzi. He's almost on 3 though.
And that's going to be a Rabadon's Death Cap, which is a big,
that's not gonna be
is a
fun.
big boy's item. So he's going to.
Only for
Can you
big boys.
imagine when a double bomb lands on, let's say, Zaya? Kaboom! That's all I'm saying.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. So let's see. But one thing we do have to mention, as has kindly been pointed out in the chat as well, I think we did briefly touch on this earlier on, is the fact that Valhalla. Yes, Valhalla Warriors do have that late game advantage with the Fiora and the Zaya. Eventually, Fiora is just going to become that little bit too strong. It's got a 3rd. That's just a little bit cocky from Rixia, I feel. Picking up the Bloodthirster instead of a Death Stance. Is that a thing? Because I always thought you'd go for Death Stance on top lane, not Bloodthirster, but okay.
Okay.
Ooh,
I guess that's how it works then.
Oh, look at the crit damage.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, he's at 100% by the way.
Yeah, he's gone full crit item. Final item will possibly be a GA. I mean, it's just that it could be a GA, it could be a Bloodthirster, or it could be your Mercurial Scimitar for the QSS. But it'll be one of those 3 most likely.
Yeah.
Still got Baron up.
Oh, Baron is up. No one has actually tried to take it. Next Drake is Elder. This game has kind of just zoomed past us, it seems. It doesn't feel like it's been 35 goddamn minutes.
But you remember what I said about game 1? Valhalla dominated the game, they played the comp perfectly, and they did exactly what they needed to do. Game 2, they didn't have a great early game, but they've done exactly what they've needed to do. They picked up the Drakes. Those are the things that scale into, well, those are the things that are always there into late game. Kills don't matter come late game, but Drakes do. So they've got those Drakes. They don't need to trade, they don't need to take the Baron. All they need to do is wait, scale on that Fiora, scale on the Zaya, and win. And that's what they're doing at the minute.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of what they're doing because I've actually never really realized that it's only a 1k gold difference and we have 36 goddamn minutes into the game. Everything can still happen for both sides. Like, no inhibitors has been taken, no bases has been broken, and no Baron has been slain.
And that's what we did mention earlier on when Sphinx had that kills advantage. Valhalla weren't even a 1k goal behind because they had the 2 Drakes. They were able to take those Drakes. Look at their turret. They haven't lost any of their inner turret, but they have picked up 2 outer turrets. And it's just a game at the minute for Valhalla where they just have to play slow. And a big cause of this was somewhat due to LolWhyMe not being able to get down that Rift Herald, because that could have given them maybe that mid lane turret that little bit earlier, which could have just given them a bit more space on the map.
A bit more space on the map, you say, because another kind of meaning of the word, there isn't actually a lot of space to play around because almost no turrets have been taken. We're almost at 40 minute mark and only 6 has been taken in total. That's 6 out of 22 turrets. Look at all the turrets that are remaining.
Can they catch you? No. The thing is, I feel that's a death brush, but it can be turned on them.
Also, when is Wild Lormy gonna be a minion? Because he's so far ahead. We're almost 40 minutes in and he still does damage. And now they're going for the engage. Khan has to flash away and use it for the storm. But now they might try to turn onto LolWhyMe. Doesn't have the Blade Core, doesn't quite use it though. And LolWhyMe will be able to get out without this Guardian 80 being used. That's a good cancel onto the Justice Punch.
Redemption.
Will he die? He just has to use the Redemption low. And now Khan is low. A lot of people are low and they can't quite continue on the fight. Here comes the Unleashed Power, no deciding to use it. And now Snapback will stay alive. but they both had to use flash. It's a 2-for-2 flash trade in the end, but no one falls.
But remember, that's
Game
a
still
full...
goes on a nice edge. It is perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
It's but don't forget that was a 4v5 in the mid lane. Rixie was heading over to the top lane. So again, things are it's a sign of what's to come for Valhalla Warriors. They are hitting this stage where the Xayah, I mean, it's a Sivir, and I know Sivir is strong late, but it's a Xayah. And Xayah just does... Sivir's great at wave clearing, which will be great to stop this Baron push because Valhalla are making their way over to the Worm Pit.
They're making their way to the Worm Pit for the first time, and look at how quickly it gets taken down. He can't even get in. Lolwani is nowhere to be seen. It gets taken by Rixie, but will anyone die? It doesn't seem like it. Elder Drake is available. Will they try to trade it for that? Because it's only many Drakes. That's good to deny it. They're resetting now as quickly as possible, and now Lolwani scratch will take it, but I think they might. Can they burn it down? Yeah, we have 40 minutes into the game.
Are they going Death Brush?
They might actually be going Death Brush. Now Vishu teleports into the bot lane. Dogedia Valno has been split out, but not quite taken down. Smoothie takes a Praise Seeker to the face, but it doesn't quite do too much damage this late into the game. And again, the game is still balancing on a nice edge.
In fact, Valhalla will be able to finally get the last outer turret in that mid lane. Meanwhile, you have got Rixie just pushing in that bot lane, so they do have slightly better priority for the Elder Drake. And now Valnod just going to try his best just to zone everyone out. Now, if they can pick up this Elder Drake, that's going to be an Elder and Baron. We're sitting 40 minutes in, and that Elder will be on a double ocean.
If they pick it up, they should not be able to lose it. Now Lord Why Me will look for the miracle smite.
Can they turn?
Get some wards in there, buddy. And I can't see everything. Something is frozen here as production goes mad. And now the Drake is going low. They can't get in. It gets taken.
But look at Rixie. They're just delaying the backs now.
Is he gonna end the game? They can maybe stop the backs. We're 40 minutes in. He can.
Oh, Lord Why Me.
He gets one turn. Try to stop the backs, but it's the best bet you have. Now Lord Why Me has to go into golden. He has to go into the stages, and Smoothie will almost fall, has to go golden as well. Now he is on the inhib, he has taken the inhib, and the fight is breaking out. He's on the Nexus turret, but they're winning the 2v2 on the other end.
He's gonna do it!
The backdoor the base, will he be able to do it? Nexus turret number 2 is down, he's gonna take the game. Rixie's gonna do it all alone on this pick. He's doing it, I don't know, he ends the game. Oh, they stopped the backs and they won the game in 41 minutes. There is no way with only a 2k lead. And
that's what we mentioned. I mean, we said Rixie split pushing. They have the Elder Drake priority. Do they want to risk stopping Drake to allow Rixie to split push? And initially, it didn't look like a bad choice. But then when they chased Valhalla that little bit after Drake, Valhalla said, "Fine. We're turning. We're going to keep you here right now," as we're going to see in this replay. So,
there's no way that we did that.
So you've got Lil Uzi trying to back, but if here they had just made the decision to back instead of following, or just go back to base, it would have been fine. And now you've got Valrod just trying to poke, forcing them to take the long way back. Again, they're trying to back instead of literally just walking back to base. Zamros and Snapback on their way, and Khan, you don't usually say that the ADC is your bait, but he did a great job of zoning, and it just allowed Rixie with so much damage coming through to just seal the game.
I can't honestly believe that is the way the game ended. We were in the end game. Look at how quickly those turrets fell. They stood no chance to the Baron buff, the Elder buff, and the full build. Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, it's, again, Valhalla Warriors played that exactly as the comp needed to be played. I mean, they waited. I mean, the only issue I can say about that is the fact that Smoothie got caught out too much in the mid lane. If he had played a bit safer in that mid lane, or just kept a bit more vision control around that mid lane, that would have been almost a perfect game from Valhalla. I feel the only thing going against them was the fact that Rek'Sai was able to pick up those kills. Otherwise, absolutely fantastically played from Valhalla.
Great play, but we are gonna end it off here today, guys. This has been it for the Division number 1 and 2 stream. Thank you everyone for watching, and damn, I have to tell you all, that game, that was insane.
I mean, we got a great ending, which is what we wanted.
Yeah, either way, we are gonna be done for the day. Thank you everyone for watching. It has been Duckling and Milky Cereal. We are out. See you.